Hey guys, welcome to Panthers Forecast. That was a great win. I don't know what it is about Bryce Young and the Green Bay Packers, but his rookie year we had a similar faction, close game that came down to the end, but we didn't have enough time to clock the ball down to hopefully get another playoff to beat the Packers. But this time we beat the Packers in an upset. We were two touchdown underdogs in this game, and we were able to win this game. So I'm just going to go over some quick things about this game. Just some key notes like our defense played and how our defense played, the lackluster in our offense. What does this win mean? And then the trade deadline. Are we going to make a trade, or are we just going to play it safe and wait until free agency at the start of next year and the draft to, fix up some of the holes that we still have on our team? So yeah, I just got to get right into it. Ejiro Evero is doing a great job. Our defense played really well. I did not expect Christian Roseboom and Trevin Wallace to get after Jordan Love like that, and we did a great job of really not so much. I wouldn't say frustrating. He was still getting some good plays down the middle, and he had some I think the one I saw with Matthew Golden, which that was almost a catch. So, I mean, Jordan Love's a really good quarterback. And the other one, I think it went to Romeo Dobbs. Yeah, Romeo Dobbs was tearing us up a bit in the secondary. Jordan Love was still getting some plays. And then, he had that one interception. But our defense played really good. We got a good enough pressure on them, and we're able to get a sack on them. And then we're able to also rush them off some of the throws. And also, I think on the fourth down conversion, I think they were either 1 for 5 on fourth down conversion, and some of those were even also in the red zone. We were stopping the Green Bay Packers, holding them down to just 2 field goals for the first half, and then they eventually scored a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. But I mean, just overall great with Evero. Overall great. So I'm liking what I'm seeing in the defense, and that was just pretty much all I can say. The defense definitely won us this game. To our offense was pretty lackluster. I didn't really like some of the play calling. Like I like that we had a healthy amount of Rico and Rico Dowdle was giving us the ball going down there. But my concern is more on the passing game. Pretty soon a team's going to stop us, with running the ball with Rico. And then also, too, another thing, Rico was, going to the sideline and he was holding his groin. At one point he was holding his shoulder. I believe, let me look at the stats. I think it was Rico May had like 23 carries, I think, and then Chuba had 5. Okay, Rico had 25 carries and Chuba 5. And now, it worked good today because I know most fans, and even myself, of the Panthers, we don't really like to see the back and forth of Rico, that sort of half. But I do think that we need to slow down a bit on how much we're using Rico, which is I don't want I don't want us to run Rico into the ground. We still need to preserve him because I mean the playoffs are still in play, so we still need to preserve him. We still need, and then I think we can do that by having Chuba run maybe just a tad bit more. I think in certain areas Chuba could have had maybe 5 more carries. So I think if Rico has 20, then Chuba can have 10. But I'm just gonna say, you take Rico away from our team, we don't really have that much of a spark. T Mac does his thing, but T Mac, we're not hitting T Mac vertically, and that's the problem that I have with Dave Canales in this passing offense, is that we're not getting vertical. We're using Jimmy Horn on these jet sweep, which he does a good job. Don't get me wrong, he has a good burst of speed, but we have to start getting vertical. We got to start getting Jalen Coker more into the game. We're going to have to start pushing vertical, because pretty soon somebody's going to take away Rico Dowdle, or Rico Dowdle's going to get hurt, and that's just pretty much going to be our season right there. If Rico Dowdle were to get hurt, Chuba does a good job running, but then he doesn't give us that explosive running. That's what we need. But to be on the positive side, our offensive line. So going into this game, I was worried about Rashawn Gary. Mika Parson, and I can't remember the other fellow on. Adrian Cooper in this game against Bryce Young, and he got a pretty good push on Bryce Young on the end. So I knew there was a good reason I was sort of worried about that. But yeah, the offensive line did a great job of holding Bryce. Great job. I mean, even with some of the injuries that are going with like Cade Mays and Brady Christensen, and then Savala coming through. Savala. I still remember his like rookie year just having like some. It was a mixed bag. Really it was a lot of bad, but he's starting to do a bit better, so that's good. But our offensive line, I got to give my hats off to them. They did a great job of holding up Bryce Young. We just, like I said, with the pass and play calling from Brad Isaac and Dave Canales, we have to fix that up. We have to patch that up. We'll get into how they can probably maybe fix that later on, but that is one area. But overall, good game, really great game, and defense did well. Our offense just needs to step up as far as getting other receivers into the game, as well as paying attention to Rico. We have to preserve him and keep him upright. We may need to bring it down a bit, but as long as he gives us a burst, but our offense has to flow. We have to get Rico's electricity when he's running. We need to find a way how to also use Chuba's pounding to our benefits, but then we also can't surely rely on T-Mac to be our only, our catalyst for our passing offense. XL, Coker, and Jimmy Horn, they're going to have to do something. They really are. Or else our tight ends, in which we didn't really see too much of our tight ends. So I think that's the problem with our passing offense. And I'm afraid that, if that doesn't get fixed, or if we can't find a way to get sparked there, slowly, that's going to rear its ugly head, when we play a team that takes away Rico Dowdle. Because the moment I feel like, the moment they take away Rico Dowdle, that's going to force us to pass, and then it's just not going to be a good thing, because there is no sync between Bryce right now and Jalen Coker. There's no sync between him or Jimmy Horn. XL and him, it's weird. There's something kind of there, but it's like it's either a penalty, or it's either Bryce is not looking the same way when XL's open, but Bryce seemed to always hit T-Mac, so we need to get that taken care of. Now, to my third thing, what does this win mean? So this win, to me, means that we can compete in the playoffs. If we were to play the 49ers, or if we were to play the Rams or so, we can compete. We did get mollywopped by the Bills, but, Bryce wasn't playing. And also we had a lot of turnovers. So that doesn't really help when you're going up against a good team like that. The Buffalo Bills that has Josh Allen. So this one tells us that we can compete. And if we get into the playoffs, I'm not trying to say that we can, go to the Super Bowl, but we have a chance. We have a chance. So, this one is great. This one is great. And then we're also still in play for the divisional crown. So Atlanta lost today. I don't think the Saints. Let me check and make sure if the Saints are playing this week, or if they got a bye. It will not let me. I do not. So the Falcons lost today. The Saints are playing the Rams, and they're down 7-0. And I think Tampa has a bye, and then next week we play the Saints. So the Saints are trying in their second year. Well, not what I say, their second. Their second round pick quarterback, Tyler Slaw. So, now I mean we can't get ahead of ourselves too. We almost felt that way against the Patriots, and then the Patriots mollywopped us. Now, hopefully the Saints don't mollywop us and put us back into our place. But yeah, we should probably win that game. And I think after the Saints, we probably play. Let me check that up real quick. After the Saints. After the Saints, we play the Falcons in Atlanta, so that can be a tough one. Atlanta probably going to get their get back, so we can expect Atlanta to play tough against us. But overall, this win is a good win. It lets us know that we can probably we can compete in the NFC playoff sphere, and we're still in hunt for that divisional crown. And then lastly, this is the last one. The trade deadline. The trade deadline is going to be on the 4th, this Tuesday. I really wanted to say that we might need to go probably ask the Saints, like, what do you want for Chris Olave? Because we desperately need speed. Like, that passing offense. If we get another wide receiver that can stretch the vertical, and I know y'all have been hearing me stress this, but if we can get another speed wide receiver that can stretch the vertical, I feel like that should open it up for everybody else, and we shouldn't have to always be as heavily reliant on T-Mac to be our catalyst for our passing game. But we're definitely going to probably, I would say we need to look for a linebacker. So I'm still saying, I'm hoping we make a play for Bradley Chubb or Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins or any other linebacker to help out with our linebacking group. But it seems like we're just going to be content, maybe, keep this young nucleus of players on our team, and then eventually just wait into next year's free agency and then the draft to pick up what we didn't pick up in free agency. So, but yeah, overall a good game. This is a good win, and we can't compete in the NFC, and I mean if we keep it up, I mean we could shock some people in the playoffs. I mean, like I said, if we keep this running game. We have to get better in the passing game. We have to get that's going to be key, because once you get into the playoffs, other teams are not going to be as shell shocked by Rico Dowdle. They're going to know, and they're going to want to take that away from us. So while we still have other good teams that we're playing, like the Rams, the 49ers, the Buccaneers are still good teams that we're going to be playing later on this year. We have to stress getting other receivers into the game, and also getting our tight ends into the game. I think once we get our passing game down, everything else around us looks good, and we could even make a deep run in the playoffs if we start getting other receivers into the game, and if our linebackers can start covering the tight ends a little bit better. But yeah, overall, good game. Oh, and one last thing. I don't know how the hell Michael Jackson dropped that easy pick six. That was so crazy. I just don't know how he dropped that pick six, man. But I just don't know. I just don't know how he dropped it. But either way, man, we won the game. I'm so happy right now, and that's it, man. Take care. Panthers forecast is out, and I'll have a video. I'll probably make another video, hopefully. If we do make a trade, I'll make a video discussing that trade and seeing if we do or do not. But next video will probably be in the middle of this week about our upcoming game against the Saints. So, yeah, we got to enjoy this win. And, yeah, we're probably playoff bound, baby. If we take care of the Saints, we might just make it to the playoffs. And I do think we can make a run. We just got to get that passing game situated, and better play calling as well. All right. You guys take care. That's forecast out. Bye.